Welcome Hearthstoners, it's another exciting episode of Jester versus the Ladder here in early Season 6. I'm playing Grommash Meta Control, which is a warrior control build. This is a part of a series of videos I'm doing for matchups for the guide. The guide can be found on hearthpwn.com under Grommash Meta Control. We're queuing up for an early ranked match. I believe I'm rank 11 right now. Not that it matters because it's still undefeated. I'm probably going to go until about rank 5 or so before I start losing, and it goes to a normal win rate. Let's see here. Oh, we're playing Anduin. This is a priest matchup. Against priest, it usually goes to fatigue. You always want to mulligan, however, your expensive stuff. You want your options available early on. So 2 to cast items like your armor smith, your fiery war axe. Sludge Belcher's not bad. Executes okay. I prefer a fiery war axe in case the priest is stupid enough to drop a northern cleric on the first turn. We pass our first turn because we don't have a coin for our armor smith. And our opponent passes. So the armor smith comes out. We end our turn. And as I was saying, priest likes to go to the fatigue stage of the game. So we're going to try to play patient. We're going to tuck in here, but that doesn't mean you don't want to keep asking yourself who's the beatdown. Coin. Injured Blade Master. So he starts off with Circle of Healing. My execute is worthless on the Blade Master at this point. I don't care. Unstable Ghoul. Alright. So our armor smith is tucked safely away in the back of the shop working on my armor, with a ghoul bodyguard that the injured Blade Master has no choice but to slam into. Dark Cultist hits the table. It's a very efficient minion. You don't really have to worry about it, however, as warrior control, because it's only 3 damage and your armor up is 2. So he's just going to slowly whittle away at you. His bark is a lot worse than his bite. If you ignore him, he tends to go away at the opportune moments. There's an Acolyte. We're going to go to the face because we are the beatdown right now instead of the control. Again, the Dark Cultist is nothing. Now the Dark Cultist is starting to be a threat. That's alright, we still have answers to that threat. We drop a Belcher. The Cultist is going to have to slam into it. That makes us the beatdown again. Acolyte goes to the face. He drops a Belcher. Okay, now we have to start being control. Except, I have a Black Knight. Black Knight is so underrated in this meta. Everybody and their sister's running a Belcher. And even the ones that aren't running Belchers, which is none of them, there's always a taunt minion to hit, except for against Rogue, I guess. Let's see here. Yeah, let's draw a card. The 1 damage on the slime left over is perfect for drawing a card from the Acolyte, and it gives us an opportunity to reassess the board situation with 1 more card in hand. We're definitely the beatdown at this point. The Cultist still has to slam into our Belcher. And he has to drop a minion to get value from the Death Rattle. He steals our Acolyte. The value from the Death Rattle goes to the Acolyte, which is good because we don't want to damage that Acolyte anyway. We want to execute him. Put him in the Iron Maiden. There we go. Now that we're back to being the beatdown, because that Cabal has no choice but to hit one of our taunt minions, we're going to go ahead and stack up the board. He probably has a Holy Nova, but I'm not worried about it. We're going to get a lot of value from that armor smith if he does. Undertaker. And a Death Rattle. Defender of Argus. He's trying to take back control and become the beatdown at this point, probably because our armor and our health is way outside of normal ranges. But he's not going to be able to do that, because we've got Grommash hitting the table, Grommash. And Grommash is going to be activated by our ghoul. Yeah. So we drop Grommash. We're going to slam the ghoul into the Cabal. This is going to give us value from our Armorsmith, as well as trigger Grommash. We still have 2 taunters to take care of, but that's not going to be a big deal. Which way do we go? I'll go that way. Getting massive value from that Armorsmith right now, just through attrition. And then, to add insult to injury, Armorsmith to the face. Fire our catapult. That'll teach him. Now this priest is feeling a little cramped, although he does have card advantage over us. Drops Northern Cleric, doesn't use it right away, instead goes with the Soul Priest, which means that he feels that the cards he has in hand are enough to cover the situation, especially after using the heel-turned harm on Grommash. So we drop a Belcher to maintain control. As long as we have control of the board, we are the beatdown. So in that being the case, we're allowed to go to the dome as much as we want, as long as we can keep dropping taunt minions like that. You'll find I use the phrase go to the dome a lot. Let's kill that cleric. I think 3-to-1 card advantage is more than enough. Sylvanas. He wants to take control back in a hurry. He wastes a Shadow Word Death on his own Sylvanas in an attempt to, and it works, steal control. He takes my prize Belcher and has effectively gained board control. I can't be the beatdown now. Now the question is, how do I make myself the beatdown again? And it starts by taking out that Belcher. Yeah, we take out that Belcher. Now the slime comes out, we drop Geddon. Armor up, let Geddon hit. And even though he can use his heel-turned harm on our Geddon and slam the Soul Priest into it, we have effectively regained the title of beatdown. He steals 2 cards from me. He does the trade. And it's a War Axe. Big deal. Injured Blade Master. That's a little threat, but nothing major. I probably would have kept it in hand if I were him. Alex. We could drop Alex, but I feel she'd just be a target right now. Let's wait until we have something a little more substantial to put forward, and we're in no real danger right now. So let's go back to Patience. He plays my Ysera. Let's remember, let's not forget that this is a Priest versus Control Warrior match. It is going to go to fatigue most likely, and in that being the case, brawl. Come on. Yes! Haha! Ysera's gone. Injured Blade Master is left, and I have massive value in my hands. Because this is going to probably go to fatigue, we have all the time in the world, because we're going to win the fatigue matchup. He's showing me beatdown. He's going to try and eat through 33 points and a shield block and an Alex before fatigue. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll drop Ysera in case. Oh, we get Awakens, so we can wipe the board. He plays Karn. Oh, the stolen card is a nightmare, which means he's going to be able to take out my dragon. Goodbye, Asara. I liked you. You helped. Have a nice day. Now, Death's Bite. He still has Karn in play. We can play Alex. I'm not gonna. Let's see what other options we have. Death's Bite. Always a good thing. Now, how do we do this? Yeah. I go to the head and pass the turn. Let the Nightmare take care of the injured Blade Master. He still has Karn and a Looter in play, and now a Belcher. It's a good thing we held on to that Awakens. Now we can get far more value from it. 2 mana. 2 mana to hit that board. More than happy to do so. Yeah, he's only got 1 card in hand. This is definitely the right time. But do I use it before I use my Death's Bite charge? I don't think that matters. This way, at least, we're able to take out the slime as well with the Awakens. But we leave Karn at full health. Or Bane, I should say. I'm not so worried about that, though. Because there's Lotheb, and they can trade all day. Armor up, pass the turn. Again, look to fatigue. Again, a cultist. Remember, the cultist is not a threat. That Soul Priest is a threat, or would be, I should say, if it wasn't for the fact that he's so low on health. That Soul Priest might very well be helping us in this case. We'll do the 1-2 punch combo of an Acolyte and a Cruel Taskmaster, providing a threat that he needs to answer, as well as drawing another card. And a card after that as well, when he does something about it. We get another weapon out. Gotta love the weapons. Let's kill off that cultist so that his death rattle pumps the Soul Priest and keeps it around a little bit longer. Make it so that he cannot heal. Zombie Chow. Maybe it wasn't such a great idea, but it was fun. Cleric. Goodbye Taskmaster. Goodbye Acolyte. Let's draw another card. Well, we can still totally control the board. So let's do that. Yeah, I just screwed up. I didn't follow one of my own rules. I knew I was going to use a shield block, but I didn't do it before I chose to attack. Knowing what that next card was going to be might have changed my decision. It wouldn't have, now that I see what that card was, but that's a mistake. I'm making a lot of little mistakes. I've been working too hard lately, I suppose. He steals 2 cards. Pumps up Chow. Karn of my own. Oh, look at the health he is at. Let's take away his options for getting rid of Karn initially. Then we will drop Karn and put him toward lethal. He's not at lethal per se, but he doesn't know that because he doesn't know what card is in my hand. So he's going to do what he can to prevent lethal, Ragnaros. heal himself up. My Rag, by the way, just like my Waisara. See, this is another reason that Faceless Minion is such a good sideboard against Priests. In both of those cases, when he casted my Waisara, if I had a Faceless, I wouldn't have had to cast my own Waisara, and I would have saved mana. In this case, I could have casted a Faceless instead of my own Rag, and saved myself mana. And I just screwed up again. Talking to you, I hit the Priest with my Karn instead of slamming into a minion with it, which would have focused Rag's rage to the other Rag. Oh, it didn't matter. Excuse me. Rag ended up hitting Rag anyway, so it was a mistake that ended up being a moot point. But you don't get away with things like that in the lower ranking toward Legend, and that definitely could have costed me the game. I guess this is going to be the last game I play today since I'm losing so bad in my decision making.